MMAOddsBreaker. Today we got Mighty Mouse, Demetrious Johnson, DJ as everybody calls him, who's in the middle of daddy daycare. So if you hear a baby screaming in the background, you might have to jump off, which is one of the few excuses I actually accept from fighters for being late or having to run off an interview. How's it been? It's been a while since you and I have chatted. How's it been in the house with the baby, going through training camps, watching him grow? Every day something new. It's a brand new thing. Like sometimes it's time for practice. You got to go. You're at your time limit. And you're like, but he's doing this new thing. I got to stay put. What's it like right now for you?
It's very eye opener. I've been fortunate to be blessed to be able to wake up, have breakfast with my wife and my son if he's up at that time, and to see him grow as a human being is awesome. And my wife's pregnant with the second one,
Yeah.
which is due any minute right now. So it's fun to see just the changes of his sleep schedule. He went to bed at 1 o'clock last night, and he just woke up at like 6:45. Then he went back to bed at 9. Now he just woke up at 1. So he's just all over the damn place right now. So it's fun.
Is it messing with your rest schedule in between practices and trying to recover?
I typically don't rest between training practices. I like just to stay up so I can get a good night's sleep at night. Here and there, it's harder to sleep at night just because he's going through a wacky schedule. But at the same time, it's called life. I'm not going to put my family on the back burner and be like, I have to get focused for this fight. Like, fights are going to come and go, but my family's going to be here forever. And the last thing I want my son to remember is, you never rocked me to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we don't ever want to have that conversation, or missing that first home run, or missing the first state championship in wrestling. You don't want to miss any of that stuff. You want to be around for all of it, and it's tough. A lot of fighters talk about being dedicated family men, and they talk about and women now with how the women are blowing up, but being dedicated to their families. But there's very few that I notice that actually do it all the time, every day. And you're one of those guys that's always there. Another one that always is around for his family is Mark Munoz, and I can see how it's hurt Mark in his career. Trying to manage a gym so he can provide for his family. Of course, he's got 50 kids, so it's a little bit different than him. But I see how he got involved in too many things, really worrying about trying to take care of his family. And you're in the same situation, obviously, with one already here, another one in the next 6 hours, probably definitely be sending out text messages that everything's fine with the newborn. You seem to kind of keep it together a little bit better. Is there any advice that you could give to some younger fighters that are coming up that have families right now that aren't the best, featherweight of all times, that aren't a guy that fought, 15 pounds over his weight class for years and has success, and then still had to deal with all the other problems of trying to keep the family in and be able to go, hey, look, this is the advice I would give these guys right now to kind of maintain the solid family life and still be a solid athlete.
Yeah, I think the best thing that you can do, and what's helped me out, is to enjoy my family time and appreciate it and precious, hang on to it, because you never. Hey, look at that.
See?
Just sorry about that.
It's all
Just to
right.
be able to go train and then come home and relax and spend time with my family. And I never got myself to stretch out. Like, all I do is train and take care of my family. I don't have any other business going on. I don't have any, movie gigs or anything like that, even though I would want to down the road. Or, last time I fought was September, and now I'm fighting in April. I had a huge chunk in between my fights, so I could have done something. But, between that time, I'm just a family man helping the wife at home. And, at the end of the day, I want to tell younger fighters, do what's important to them. Fighting is a short part of your career and your life. Your family's going to be forever. So focus on what means the most to you. If it's fighting, then, you should think about your priorities.
You're the most dominant champ. Obviously, the only champ the UFC's ever had at the weight class. You've been the most dominant, one of the most dominant champs of any weight class of all time. And I think you're ranked third pound for pound right now in the UFC hierarchy of how they kind of do the third pound.
It changes all the time. I think Chris Weidman's ahead of me now, so it happens all the time.
It switches, it swaps out. But it's like you're still not that super fan draw that a lot of these other guys are. And it's because I partly think it's because a lot of people want to see heavyweights fight. They want to see big bangs, big knockouts. They want to see guys a little bit more disrespectful. They want to see guys that talk a big game, that do a lot of trash talking. That obviously right now at the weight class above, McGregor is going crazy at this point, and he's just really just talking trash and making it happen for him. But you're such a respectful, quiet, humble man. humble husband, humble father, that sometimes it's a detriment to your bottom line, to your pocketbook, because your paychecks aren't as big because fans don't like quiet. They don't like that little mess. But you do a lot of talking in the cage. If there was one thing you could do a little bit differently in the cage that would be something more that the fans would like, if there is anything more you do in the cage to make the fans kind of draw to you more, is there anything in your mind that you're like, oh, if I did this a little bit more, I could get more fans to kind of pay attention to our weight class?
You know, the hardest thing is I don't know what the fans are wanting that week of the fight or whatever. You know, I've gone out there and I finished my opponents. I've gone out there and knocked out, you know, probably one of the dangerous guys in my division. Hey, kid.
Love it.
Trying to make margaritas.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Does that mean he's going to own a bar later? Or does that mean he's going to be making drinks, you know, when he's 12? Like, what's that mean?
You know what? I'm gonna have to talk to my wife because that's her cabin, not mine. But you know, I've knocked out, in my eyes, one of the most dangerous fighters in the flyweight division, Joseph Benavidez. Submitted John Moraga.
Yeah.
So I'm going out there and fight. I'm doing my job, which is go out there and fight. And there's that other aspect of it that it's a show, you know. I totally forgot Chad Mendez and Ricardo Lamas are fighting this weekend because everything's been about Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo, which is, it's sad to see that because it's taken hype away from the fights this Saturday. So it almost doesn't make any sense because this fight on Saturday can determine who's going to be the next fighter for the winner of Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm just focused on going out there fighting because whether I go out there and do amazing things in Octagon, once I lose or piss somebody off, then everybody just has a bad taste in their mouth.
You know, and it is like you said. I don't know what the fans want this week, and that's really what it is. Like the fans change their mind all the time, what they want and what they see. And the only thing that I can ever say is like, you guys have got to watch the weight class, not just DJ and Horiguchi fighting on April 25th. You've got to watch the entire weight class to understand that DJ being this dominant is because of his hard work, his dedication, but the rest of the group is right behind him. They're nipping at his heels. They're jumping at you right now. You literally go out there for these fights with a game plan of it's going to be 25 minutes of craziness. Tell me if I'm wrong. It's going to be 25 minutes of craziness, but you're looking for the submission. You're looking for the knockout the entire time, knowing that there's a 90% chance you probably won't get it because this guy is that good. He's right next to you. Do you feel that same way about your weight class?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with everybody I fight, whether, you know, in the past, I'd even come up against Kyoji Horiguchi. He's a great fighter. I mean, he's 15-1. His only loss is to Ueda, which was in Shuto, so that's a long time, and he's on a 9-fight win streak. You know, we've been studying his fights when he fought in Shuto and even in the UFC, and he's a very dangerous fighter. He likes a lot of space. He likes to hit hard. And I've dealt with that before in my career, you know, with John Dodson and Joseph Benavidez. You know, the guys I fought in the past had a little more tools. They displayed a lot more tools than Horiguchi has been able to display. But hopefully it's going to be a fantastic fight for the fans in the division.
You know, and it is a big deal going up to Montreal, Canada, going over there and having a title fight up in Montreal. Is a pretty big deal, you know, because they're used to seeing GSP up there fighting for his title shots up there, and they get really behind it. And you guys are the main event. You guys are the fight card. Like everyone's coming in specifically to watch you guys. A couple folks, just because of their old schoolers, they're hoping that Quentin makes it through and ends up being on the card. Quentin Jackson's still going to be there. So there's a couple of folks that have that. But really, the main talk that's going on right now, if you're not from Montreal, a Montreal fighter, is you guys, is you and Horiguchi. It doesn't seem to bother you that there's more pressure being in a main event. It doesn't seem to bother you that there's more people paying attention to you from that mindset of, hey, you know, carry the card, carry the pay-per-view numbers, carry the seat numbers. Like, it doesn't really seem to weigh on you like it does with other fighters. Why is that?
Because I can't control that. You know, it's almost that, you know, Starbucks, they make a brand new coffee. They want to get everybody in the world to drink their coffee. I don't like coffee. I'm not going to drink coffee. It's just not going to happen. So it's not saying that, you know, I don't want people to not watch me. I want everybody in the whole world, you know, April 25th, you know, at 7 o'clock, you know, purchase that pay-per-view and watch me fight. Come to the arena and watch me fight. And I don't try to put a lot of stress on me because I can never forecast what the world's going to want to do that Saturday night on April 25th, especially with how many events they have going on every single weekend. April's a packed month. I mean, they got Lyoto and Machida fighting the week before that. So for me, I can't let that bother me because the only thing I can control is when I step in the octagon is going out there fighting, defending my belt, and making sure I don't make any mistakes against Kyoji.
Now, you're talking about Kyoji earlier. You said that he's not as well rounded as some of the other guys that you fought, but he's on a 9-fight win streak, so he may not have as many tools as some of these other fighters. But where is he exceptional compared to where to where he's not? Like I know his weak spots because I've seen his fights as well. But where do you think that his best spot is right now?
His best spot is be able to dictate the pace, and his what I mean by dictating the pace is that he likes to run a lot. Like he likes a lot of space. He comes from that karate background, so he likes to get his his space between his opponents. And you watch his previous fights with Louis Guitnot, Dustin Paige, the other two gentlemen, Daryl Montague, a lot of movement, footwork, and all that stuff to where he's coming in, throwing a 1-2-3, taking a shot, running the pipe, taking him down, passing guard. When he takes guys down, he likes to posture up and just punch, and try to finish the fight there instead of posture, pass guard, solidify your position to start for submissions. Don't get me wrong, the guy is good. What I mean by from my previous opponent, Joseph Benavidez, he's able to fight everywhere. John Moraga, he's able to fight everywhere. Where he comes forward and tries to initiate the action to where Horiguchi, when you see him fight, typically he's always backing up and he's making people overextend and he's countering them. That's why he had so much success. And people literally get frustrated. If you go back and watch the Louis Guitnot fight, there came a part where Louis Guitnot would chase him. He goes, screw it, I'm going to back up and let you come to me. And then Horiguchi came to him, and then they started fighting. So it's a frustrating style, but we're ready to handle it in the octagon.
Did you have to bring in special training partners for this one to help mimic that style? Or you just told one of your buddies, look, this is how you have to act for today?
No, we had Matt, obviously Matt Hume, he's been imitating that style, and we had two guys in the gym imitating that style. And the hardest thing about when Matt and those guys imitate those styles is that they're bigger than me. Like, Matt's 5'9", 5'10", maybe. Then we have another guy in there who's like 5'8". Then another guy's like 5'7", who are imitating that style. So I'm already sparring guys who are a lot bigger than me. And rangier, and they're doing the same style as Horiguchi, trying to counter me as I'm coming forward. So when I'm able to get in the octagon and size Horiguchi up, they're like, holy shit, you're 5'4", you're not 5'8" or 5'9" or 5'11", you don't weigh 175 pounds like Matt does. Yeah. It's a lot easier for me to, it takes a little adjustment just because I have to get ready for that body type. But then it works out for me.
TJ, thanks for spending some time on here, especially when you're playing Daddy Daycare. I appreciate it. I know it's been a long time.
Look
at that. That's awesome. Is he trying to play beer pong, or is he doing?
I don't know what this kid's doing. He just does whatever he wants. I just live here. This is the master of the house, so I just live here.
Nice. And all you do, I fight just so I can buy him more stuff, so he can keep running my life. That's just how it works. And he's 22. And
oh, really?
It's like graduates college. That's how it goes. Oh yeah. Yep, 22. Yep.
So you got this beard now. Are you still doing the stunt work?
Yeah. They're every stunt coordinator, an old school stunt guy. Like, look, keep it until they tell you to shave it off. And sometimes I go on set and they trim it down, or they'll shave it off a little bit, and then as soon as I'm done, I get a week on the job, and then let it start growing again. Just let it go. Now I call it the Tate Fletcher, but it's almost long enough right here where I can pull it out and curl it up, kind of like Uncle Creepy.
Oh God, don't do that.
Tate Fletcher does. Tate Fletcher has this whole thing that he pulls out, and it's like this long now. I'm almost there, not quite yet. I need a couple more days. Perfect.
Good for you.
Thank you. DJ, it's great talking to you again, man. Have a great rest of training camp, and have fun April 25th. It's gonna be a great fight. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, man, I'm excited about it. We're looking forward to it, and Mash is looking forward to it as well.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.